The latest in that brewing fight between Meghan Markle and Buckingham Palace. ABC News has confirmed that Meghan and Harry will not be a part of the palace's investigation into the accusations that Meghan bullied her staff. James Longman is outside the palace with the latest on this story. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Cecilia. The decision to launch a bullying probe really has sent shockwaves here, with suggestions that more people may want to come forward with their stories. But with an investigation like this, the palace risks all kinds of secrets coming to light.
This morning, anticipation growing for Harry and Meghan's sit-down interview with Oprah, now just 2 days away. Promo clips amplifying the tension between the couple and the royal family, Markle calling them out directly.
I don't know how they could expect that after all of this time, we would still just be silent if there is an active role that the firm is playing in perpetuating falsehoods about us.
The Duchess suggesting she won't be holding anything back.
If that comes with risk of losing things, I mean, there's a lot that's been lost already.
At least 63 countries are expected to broadcast the interview, but with 99-year-old Prince Philip still recovering from a heart procedure and expected to remain in the hospital for a few more days, there's increasing pressure for Harry and Meghan to delay the broadcast.
We know a lot about how Harry and Meghan feel, and it's clear they feel very strongly that they were unfairly treated. But I think the test of this interview will be whether or not people who are unsure what to think, who are maybe in the middle here, are actually persuaded by anything that they put forward.
And this morning, ABC News has learned the couple will not take part in the palace's investigation into bullying allegations against Meghan. But senior aides are expected to be questioned. Allegations published in the Times of London from one senior aide claim the Duchess drove 2 personal assistants out of the household, while other unnamed staffers accused her of emotional cruelty and humiliation. Meghan firing back, her office calling it a calculated smear campaign ahead of their primetime interview. The couple has had a complicated relationship with the British tabloids. As early as 2016, the Duke of Sussex expressed concerns over coverage of his then-girlfriend, calling out the racial undertones in coverage and accusing some media of outright sexism and racism. BuzzFeed compiled 20 headlines to show what it found to be a double standard in the British tabloids with treatment of Meghan versus Kate Middleton, with the Duchess of Cambridge treated much more favourably. Harry drawing comparisons with his late mother Diana.
My biggest concern was history repeating itself.
The major criticism here is that there was no palace investigation into Prince Andrew's far more serious allegations around Jeffrey Epstein. The palace is being accused of a double standard. And we are now hearing in the last few minutes, Cecilia, that Prince Philip has now had a successful procedure at St Bartholomew's Hospital, and he's been moved back to King Edward Hospital, where he was previously. Okay, Cecilia?
That is good news, James. Thank you so much. So many questions, so let's bring in our ABC News Royal contributors, Omid Scobie and Robert Jobson. Good morning to you both. Thank you for being with us. Robert, I want to start with you because there are reports out this morning that more staffers might be coming forward about these allegations of bullying. Any idea what they could be saying and what this might do to the investigation?
Well, I think that actually this is going to make it a much wider investigation. Buckingham Palace have opened a can of worms by saying they don't tolerate bullying. And I think this must go much wider than Meghan herself, because it'll involve other members of the royal family and also other senior members of staff. So I personally have spoken to a couple of members of staff former members of staff who've said that a lot of these allegations were logged and nothing was done about it. So I think to actually focus all attention on Meghan is particularly unfair. And it seems to me that, you know, in a hierarchical situation like a palace where staff can't really answer back, there's bound to be situations like this. I think the palace have really opened something that probably won't be able to put back in the box.
And we'll see what happens with that. Omid, the timing of all of this is, of course, a huge part of the story. The allegations coming forward from the palace just as Meghan and Harry are about to drop this big interview with Oprah. Is this the right time for Meghan and Harry to be doing this interview?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are questioning the timing of Harry and Meghan finally speaking up. Of course, it comes, unfortunately, whilst Prince Philip still remains in hospital. But we have to remember that this was really held back by Meghan's privacy case with the Mail on Sunday here in the UK. It wasn't until they won that case and proved their point that they were able to confirm with Oprah that they finally wanted to set the record straight. And from what I hear, they're very looking forward to having their story finally out there.
Robert, we heard Meghan mention the phrase "the firm." Can you explain more about that and how her using that word might be going over with the palace right now?
Well, I think actually, to be fair, I think Meghan probably got it slightly wrong. The firm was an expression used by the Duke of Edinburgh to describe the immediate members of the royal family. It doesn't include the palace, and it does sound like it includes the palace and the whole hierarchy. It's simply to refer to members of the royal family. I think from that clip we've seen that where she refers to it, I got the impression she's talking about the wider palace itself. So I think it just might be a bit of a misunderstanding. It all sounds very dramatic, like another episode out of The Crown, so I'm not quite sure why she used that expression.
It does sound like it could be coming out of The Crown. Omid, the Queen is expected to speak publicly on Sunday, the same day that we are going to likely see this interview from Harry and Meghan. This is going to be quite the split screen.
Yeah, this is going to really highlight the difference between the priorities of the Sussexes and, of course, the monarch. You know, for the Queen, duty has always come first. And Harry and Meghan really went against the grain by prioritising their family to find a space that they could thrive in, putting duty in second place. And, of course, that hasn't gone down particularly well over here in the UK. But I think when people do see their side of the story, minds might be changed.
It is a fascinating story, and we thank you both for being with us this morning.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.